work on that.
Indeed he is. Whereas on the other hand, Cytoplasm is a pretty decent Zerg player. He's quite aggressive. He likes heavy upgrades. Well, within this matchup, it's not it doesn't really work like that. But I suspect he's going to play a similar style of aggression. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the Extractor going down very, very shortly and then into a spawning pool. Though he is leaving it relatively late to do so.
Yeah.
So it looks like we may be just going for a hatchery first. Which at the same time, if you can defend against bailing play, the hatchery first is always the best build to do.
Definitely.
And we actually see Rhett go spawning pool first, then Extractor. So Rhett looks like he's just going to be going for a defensive player using defensive bailings, whereas on the other half, we're actually going to have Cytoplasm go hatchery first. So in terms of build orders versus build orders, and this matchup does come down to it a lot.
Yes, it very much does.
Is that Cytoplasm already has a slight advantage simply because he's playing incredibly greedy right now.
Yeah, and Rhett is not really known for punishing that, honestly. In the start of the game, he tends to be a little bit passive. He very much is an economically focused Zerg player. So we'll see what he decides. I mean, he's not scouting with a drone at the moment. He's only scouting with 2 overlords. So that's going to slow down his time of figuring out exactly what his opponent's doing. So that closes the window to even have an opportunity to do anything to him.
Well, he should be going ahead. If he wants to play, it depends on what he scouts usually. If he scouts aggression coming, he can easily throw down a Bailey Nest right now. But it looks like he's just going to literally go speedling expand, very, very normal. But he gets the speed a little bit later, so he focuses on economy more. Because against Protoss, for example, you need it to combat against Zealot and Stalker. But in this matchup, it's not as important to get it that early on. So he is actually going to go ahead and expand right now. But at the same time, if you just look at the drone count, we already had a drone lead for Cytoplasm, simply because he's obviously played the more economic focused build, 2 drone leads so far. So he will, if he wants to play safe, probably throw down a Spine Crawler. He may even throw down a Bailey Nest as he approaches that 50 gas.
Yep, Cytoplasm now producing 6 Zerglings just in order to defend against this little bit of pressure that's coming in here that won't actually do anything. It actually might, it actually kills us. Oh, no cancel, that's a good start. Never mind, I thought, it's easy cancel. Apparently not.
And there is that Bailey Nest by Cytoplasm being thrown down, defensive Bailey Nest. So he's not going to play aggressive at all. He doesn't have Zergling speed. So he's going to be using a Spine Crawler, some Lings, and a Bailing, slow Bailings. The way that Rhett should play against his style is very easily throw down a Roach Warren. Yep. And it's like, but it is a Bailey Nest we're actually seeing down. So we may have aggression coming out from Rhett later on, but in this matchup, the defensive player, the player defending, is always going to be an advantage in this case scenario. Because it's easier for him to snipe Bailings with the Spine Crawler, with the Queen, and so on. Yeah,
Cytoplasm ran into a bit of trouble, actually. He lost an Overlord, which put him into a fairly hefty supply block, and he's now 5 supply behind Rhett, which is not a good place to be, honestly. Rhett with a clear lead in terms of drone count at the present.
And scouting around now, sees the Spine Crawler, but doesn't see any drones, which is a little bit weird here for Rhett. But Rhett knows that Cytoplasm's playing super defensive. He knows that, okay, he's hiding his drones in case of Bailings and so on. So Rhett just goes ahead and builds more drones. You know, that's how you should be playing this matchup. So Rhett is actually also going to take the defensive option, Spine Crawler up. But now Rhett's actually taking the drone lead because he's the one with map control, because he's the one with speed out first.
Yeah, and Rhett doesn't really feel the need to get aggressive at this point. He may try and pick off a Baneling here and there. Not a bad trade, say 2 Lings for a Baneling. That's okay, nothing wrong with that. He'd prefer 1, but Cytoplasm's going to be nice and defensive. Now, speed is actually not done, and in fact, Cytoplasm hasn't even started it.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally playing the defensive side, which is a little bit unusual for him. He usually is the aggressive player when he plays like this.
That's a lot of Banelings you just morph in at that stage.
Yeah, I don't know why he's gone for that much, unless he's going to literally slow crawl them across the map. Then Rhett's going to see it in plenty of time, and he actually is going to do that, so this is really weird. And it's not really that effective, because Rhett now has time to build a secondary Spine Crawler if need be. He's got time to make his own Banelings and his own Lings. So it's a little bit questionable to do that across that side of the map. But without speed, you know, what can you do? So that's a lot of Banelings, so total of 12.
Yeah, it is a huge number.
But he could lose them all to just 2 Banelings.
Yeah, of course.
So it really does depend on how Rhett's going to do this. So
Yeah, it's going to have to come down to Cytoplasm by having exceptional control. Baneling cancels out Baneling right there. Cytoplasm actually gets, a good detonation right there. So this is not going so well for Ret thus far. A nice one. And 6 more Banelings are available. They're going to actually get into the main here. This is not what Ret was looking for.
He has to split his drones. Not the best, but he's doing okay so far.
Yeah, he is, and he's got another Baneling available as well, and a couple of Lings just to pick that off. And Ret really did not see that coming.
But he's absolutely fine. I mean, he's got a good drone lead still. He's got a lot of Zerglings in the making. He has map control because of Speedlink. So, to be honest, Ret's actually in not that bad of a position. He has a Roach Warren and Evolution Chamber. So he's actually got the tech advantage as well. And Cytoplasm didn't do enough there. And Ret defended that relatively well. Though the armor barely has been buffed in outside of Ret's range. Vision.
Yeah, nicely done. Ret's going to try and to go in for a vicious counter-attack, and Cytoplasm sees it coming and will try to wall off against this, and that doesn't mean that his natural is not vulnerable, however, so that's a bit of a concern. Link's trying to charge their way through there, and they will decide to try and surround the Spinecrawler as a Baneling being morphed in there in the middle, and Ret is, needless to say, not going to allow that to go down. Needs to transfuse that Queen. There we go. Locks that down immediately, and in the meantime, the Banelings are coming in once again.
Block the ramp, block the ramp. Block the ramp. He's not blocked it yet. Oh, no, it is actually blocked.
Oh, yeah, he's got it. And a detonation goes off in the center, but it's not quite enough. He gets a bit of a run by to clean up the rest of that. But this is the problem. Ret's done a lot of damage into that, and a big splash as well. But Ret's drone count is actually plummeted to a very low level.
25 drones have been killed overall. 19 drones left, 39 for Cytoplasm. Cytoplasm's ahead right now, and, you know, ZVZ is so volatile, it can really go any way. And right now, it's going in Cytoplasm's way. Ret is in a lot of trouble. Cannot trade efficiently 1-to-1 ratio right now.
No, absolutely not. Cytoplasm is down to 1 Queen, which is, of course, hurting his injections down at the bottom here, but easily mining there. And Cytoplasm's drone count at 38, a very, very healthy amount. Ret's able to clean up the offense down to the bottom here, but honestly, the drone lead for Cytoplasm is exceptionally high, and that really concerns me.
Yeah, and he's going up to 4 gases now. He's getting, he can go to layer any second now as well as he reaches over 100 gas. So I suspect we're going to go layer. And Cytoplasm can very easily just play on the defensive side now. Can go into Spire super easy from here as well.
Yeah, there goes a Baneling. He's got another one at the front there as well. He's going to need to morph in, I think, a couple. Actually, never mind. He's got 3 at the top of the ramp. That won't be a problem. And Ret does go for the surround on the Spinecrawler. A Baneling detonation would stop that from happening. Ret's not able to do any significant damage to this natural at present, and that's certainly a concern. There's no real doubt about that.
Link gets in and actually sees the layer now. Great information gathered there from Ret. But Cytoplasm's the one that's got the most intel right now, who sees the third base. When you see a third base like this, you don't necessarily want to go Spire. You want to be able to just go and put aggression back on. If you go Spire, it's going to take a very, very long time for aggression to actually come out. So this is going to be interesting.
Yep, and Cytoplasm with good little bits of defense on his Banelings there. Doesn't want to lose 1-to-1. And then we've got a hatchery at the top as well, which is... Ret's going to try and deny it, but that's not going to happen. There are too many Lings available to stop that from happening, and that's looking pretty good for him. And in the meantime, Ret with this unmolested third at the moment. So both of these guys thinking, how can I pressure here?
Yeah, so the Spire is actually going to go down here for Cytoplasm, which is a questionable decision, because if he goes Spire now, great, he's got a lot of gas, but at the same time, he's allowed Ret to get back into the game. Ret's drone count is a nice level as well. And actually, where's Cytoplasm? He didn't build the Spire. What? Is this like a humongous mistake? Because he went to build it and then didn't build it.
Yeah,
okay,
there you go.
So
there you go. He's just got a ton of gas. He did delay it just a little bit. He's also putting down 2 Spore Crawlers. I think he thinks that his opponent's done that, and he's got no confirmation of that. He doesn't even know the layers up. So I'm really not sure why he's building 2 Spores there.
Yeah, indeed. So, dude, that stuff over there is like really annoying.
It is incredibly irritating. I will actually pay 100 krona to someone go and hit them with a brick.
Yeah, never mind though. So far, Ret taking a lot of damage inside here, though, losing even more drones. 30 drones have been killed so far in this game. Meanwhile, third base up and running. Gas is going to take very, very shortly as well. And we also have the Spire halfway complete now. Look at the gas that has been built up by now by Cytoplasm. He's going to be able to build like 12, 13, 40 Mulas all at once. That's a high number, especially when Ret doesn't have anything to stop it. He's going to try and pulverize the third base before the Mulas come out, but I don't even know if that's going to be enough.
I don't think so. We'll see. I like the fact that he's going for the Hydra Den, and that Cytoplasm GG's. Okay, fair enough.
Wait, what?
I have no idea, honestly.
I have no idea what that just was.
It's like, well, I've got enough gas, 15 Mutalists. What am I going to do? Well, guess time GG. Was that but I don't know what that was about.
I just asked Rhett, I'm like, what? Why did he leave?
I mean, he wasn't looking in a great position with all those links barreling down his third, but surely with a tech advantage like that.
I'm actually going to have a look at the replay. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, there must have been a reason for it, surely. So let's go back into the replay here and see what we can find out. There we go. We're going to go full speed on that one. So we'll just skip through. Obviously, there was a 40-minute ZVZ. That's actually quite high, considering.
Well, I mean, I asked Rhett, I'm like, why did he leave? He could have played for a lot longer there. And that's interesting because he can make 50 meters pretty much straight away. And I understand that there's like a lot of circlings coming to his third base. So even if he lost the third base, he still
had the gas. The gas doesn't just disappear, you know?
He's going to be able to have 50 meters. Granted, there is a Hydra Den coming as well. But I think that was just, too early. There was still many outs for him there.
Did he know about variables? Did he know about the Hydra Den? That's what interests me. We should try and find that out.
I don't know.
Because, I mean, obviously, Rhett was behind for most of that game. He wasn't really able to do too much damage. He held on.
I mean, Rhett's saying that he can basically build a lot of units there, which, I mean, he can basically die before the meters come out. But at the same time, I don't know. I think he was just leaving a little bit too early there. He could have definitely played on for sure. I didn't expect him to just be like, all right, gotta go.
Yeah, it's like, I've got my land, I've got enough gas, 50 meters, better time to leave the game. I wouldn't want to use those.
I can understand the reason for doing it, but in a tournament that matters in ZVZ so much, I don't know. Like,
it does seem unwise, honestly. I mean, we had a lot of links coming out, a massive number from Rhett as well, just to try and pile on the pressure there. It took him up to a total of 33. Jesus Christ, he left so quickly. I knew. Where is the Hydra Den? He did not scout the Hydra Den. He had no idea about the Hydra Den.
He knows it's going to be a follow-up. That's pretty standard for that to be to follow-up. But there's 30 lings and 11 roaches. The third base is going to go down. It's questionable because he doesn't have any adequate defenses in his main and natural. If you look here, so yeah, he could have just gone ahead and lost his natural too.
Yeah. Does he have any lava available?
The Spire
he does.
I mean, I don't know. It's still, even though he's like losing, it's like a point where I don't think you should leave that early on.
No,
because there's still outs for you to do. So,
no, that was very questionable in my opinion. Yeah. Oh well, never mind. So Cytoplasm GGing the first game after unfortunately good engagements, honestly, against Rhett, putting Rhett behind for a significant period of the game, but.
Well, that's the thing with Go Mutalist. It's like, I kind of mentioned it in the game. I'm like, if you're going to play against somebody taking a really fast third, you don't really want to go Mutalist because of this.
Yeah.
You can lose your own third. He has a third. He's going to have more gas. He's going to have the high attack. He's going to be able to crush you a lot easier. And against a player that takes a fast third base, is instead of going Spire, you literally throw down a Roach Swarm, get Roach Speed, get +1, get +2, and then you go from there.